What's up, guys? We're gonna do a few different videos today. I've got a couple of shorter ones and then one like medium length video, because they all look cool, and it's gonna be from a few different channels. I'll link all the channels down below. We've got the Azov Media official channel, of course, that we always react to, the Sun, and then also United 24, I think. So real quick before we jump into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. I was in 1st Battalion, Charlie Company, 3rd Platoon. Before that, I was a firefighter and an EMT. I am still in Ukraine. I am no longer in the Legion. I'm working with a different team. If you are planning on coming to Ukraine, please hit me up in my email. I've got it linked everywhere in this description, on my channel homepage. Hit me up, man, because things are much different out here than they were at the start of this conflict, and I don't want you joining a unit that you are going to, come back to your family or whoever it is missing legs or missing arms or just in a box. You know what I mean? So hit me up and I'll give you my opinion on things since I've been out here. Take it with a grain of salt or however you would, but let's jump into this. I'm trying to think if there's any other housekeeping items. No, I don't think so. Let's go. I think we're just gonna have some combat footage. So that's fucking badass. I've seen I've heard this working in theory, and I think the issue always was actually being able to track a drone that's just moving sporadically with a laser beam is like incredibly difficult. But if you can use an actual like software or something like that, like military grade software to track something at high speeds, beautiful idea. Love that. What does this say? MOD said, unlike conventional munitions, laser weapons are virtually limitless in terms of... Yeah, that'll also take down a drone. That thing right there.
The British Ministry of Defence has released the first footage of its new Dragonfire laser gun shooting down a drone in the skies over Scotland. The Dragonfire is a prototype laser that's cost more than 100...
Yo, this just makes me think. It's totally off topic, but what is going on in New Jersey, dude, with all these drones flying around? Is it our government? Is it Iran? Is it China? I saw some news special that said Iran has a ship off the East Coast, and that's where they're launching these big-ass drones that are just flying over New Jersey and New York. But what is happening with that, dude?
£140 million to develop. It claims to be able to shoot down an object the size of a pound coin from more than a mile away. Now, it's been in development for many, many years. It's been running later than planned.
The size of a pound coin from a mile away. That is insane.
And we've seen 3 releases of information on this significantly. The first was the first ever photographs of the drone shooting down a tethered target. More recently, we saw still photographs of the same laser shooting down a drone that was flying. And now the Ministry of Defence has released the footage. Now, the footage is not particularly different to those still images. What we see is a laser beam shooting up into the sky at around a 45-degree angle. One of the complexities that the people who've been developing this weapon have had to overcome is how to produce such a powerful laser without actually destroying the device and the mirrors within the device that aim it onto its target. And one of the other problems, of course, is where does that laser beam end? If you're shooting it out the sky, what is behind your target? Is it going to hit something in space? Now, these are potentially the future weapons of war. They do not require ammunition, so potentially it's a gun that never runs out of ammo. The prediction at the moment is these sorts of devices will initially be based on large warships, because those warships can generate the power, the electricity that the lasers need. But actually, what we learned, the Ministry of Defence claimed that...
I mean, it makes me think, how long until they develop a laser that can melt through the hull of a fucking carrier or a battleship or a frigate or something? You know what I mean? If that thing's hitting a coin-sized target at a mile distance, imagine if it can melt through the hull of a ship and they're fighting miles away from each other with these silent laser beams, and it's just cutting through each other's ships.
That it costs just about 10...
Granted, you would need some insane laser to get through the hull of a warship. You know, it's not like cutting through the plastic on a drone, but you know what I mean.
£10 a pop to fire this. So if and when these weapons are produced on a larger scale, they may actually produce huge savings for the armed forces, particularly giving them the capability to shoot down threats from swarms of drones, which is something, as we've seen in the Ukraine war, an evolving threat. And of course, we've seen in the Red Sea with the Iran-backed Houthi rebels based in Yemen attacking shipping in the Red Sea. So another landmark, or at least a release of information from another landmark in the development of this British laser gun.
Re-showing a bunch of footage it's already showed us. Alright. Well, either way, that's freaking cool, dude. I mean, love the idea. Is it going to be advanced enough to use on a large enough scale to make a difference here in Ukraine? Probably not. But maybe in 10 years, fucking great. Where's the next one I wanted to watch? Yep, this is it. Hold on, let me give it some context. Battle for Kursk, Ukrainian Bradley and Abrams breaks through Russian defense. Nice.
6 months ago, it was hard to imagine that American equipment would be on enemy territory. However, today, this is a reality. Here we see that the Dragon's teeth and embankments are not obstacles for US-made armored vehicles. They have paved a new road right in the middle of the field, despite all the efforts of the Russians.
Pretty sure the Dragon's teeth are Ukrainian. And they're trying to stop the Russian armor from getting into the Ukrainian trench line. Because this trench line, this Posadka right here, this is where the Russians are. Where they just drove out of is obviously friendly territory. The Russians wouldn't put fucking Dragon's teeth 4 feet away from the mouth of the enemy trench.
Bradley deploys a smokescreen to mask its movements. The crew starts shooting at the tree line where the Russians hide. Having spotted the position, the Ukrainian crew fires TOW anti-tank missiles at the aggressors. Under the cover of their comrades, the Bradley crew advances towards the enemy positions.
So we've seen this footage. I forget who. I forgot I had the washing machine on. I'm sorry, guys. I forget whose footage we saw this on, but we did see this whole operation take place. Very, very cool.
And again, active fire is directed at the occupiers, not allowing them to relax for a moment. The Bradley is equipped with the 25mm M242 autocannon. That is its main weapon. Usually, Bradley carries 300 ready-to-use rounds in 2 boxes. One of 70 rounds, usually AP-type rounds. The other of 230 rounds, usually He-type rounds, plus another 600 rounds in storage.
Literally sawing those trees in half, dude. This gives me the creeps, though, being this close to the tree line. Anything could be in there. You know what I mean? Fuck. But they may have, intel that they've got a thermal drone above and that area is clear or something like that,
The smokescreen allows you to hide maneuvers from the enemy. Thanks to the camera mounted on the Bradley, we can evaluate its performance on rough terrain. These drone shots allow you to evaluate the performance of the M2A2 Bradley from a bird's eye view. We see 2 Ukrainian crews making their way along the road between trees, Dragon's Teeth, and embankments.
Yeah, those Dragon's Teeth are definitely Ukrainian defenses. Look, there's even like a trench for armor to fall into, and then if it gets past that, it goes into the Dragon's Teeth, and then there's the actual trench line where the infantry will be.
A smoke screen is immediately deployed and firework begins on enemy positions.
So this is the perspective we saw of this in whatever other video we watched this. It was the bird's eye view from the drone.
From this perspective, the launch of tow missiles looks particularly striking. We also see another Ukrainian crew approaching from behind.
Hey, let me know in the comments below if you think Trump, for one, has the power to end this war, and for two, if he will.
Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, supported by an M1 Abrams tank, keep attacking Russian positions in a tree line. Due tough, the well-coordinated interaction of the Bradley IFVs and Abrams tank, the crews destroyed the occupiers' dugouts with tow anti-tank missiles and provided powerful fire support to our infantry.
Okay, like I said, we saw that one, but it's still cool to see a different perspective. And then I wanted to do this one. This one's a little bit longer, but it's from Azov, so you know we can. This says, gunpowder sweat and the destruction of invaders, the work of Azov artillery crew. Let's go, baby.
Накрутіть одразу на тих 4 снаряди, 4 зривака. Що розберемо? Заряджайте по готовності вогонь.
Заряж!
Гармата! Давай, підходь боліще, быстріше.
Sheesh.
Так. Плюс. Приціл! 237,4.
Заряж!
Постріл!
Damn.
Ждемо.
Ага.
Да. Постріл!
Еще раз.
Кутомір 0331.
0331.
Заряж!
Заряд.
Пострел!
Oh, sick.
Гільза вийшла?
Ні, не вийшло.
Осталось.
Стоп, роботу.
Yo, I swear, the Azov media has the sickest footage as far as, I mean, of course, their actual footage is great, but their editors, dude, with the slow-mos and the music and the, god damn, they're good.
Постріляємо момент з гільзою.
Выравнивай ствол
Так.
и собираем баню. Ствол еще надо опускать.
Попал.
До параллели с полом.
Вилазу, є. Отпускайте.
Looks like a ginormous 12-gauge shell.
Там більше пороха випало.
А тепер відкриваю.
Так, блядь, 0,3.
Майже смертельний, блядь. Коротше, порох оцей не в латунний гільза гамнування. Ми, може, поки ствол замаскируємо. Маскируємо.
Ідеально. З 5 метрів не вийшло.
Побіжіть хтось один на хату. Скажіть вниз.
Тут льод.
Нам 300 метрів сказали відійти.
Ну, десь так і є.
А як вони узнають, що нас на вулиці? Інтересно.
Ну, перехват, радіоперехват.
Ага.
Сховай за собі ще на цю сторону. За стіну.
Не выходь, не надо.
Орлан же увидит.
Там война. Нормально. Скажешь, все равно.
2,4,6.
Ну да, скажешь 6.
Добрий день. У нас тут трохи обстріл, сховайтесь.
Крепко.
It's crazy, man, that these guys were they shot, at least they showed us that they shot a handful of artillery rounds and the Russians already got zeroed in on them. I mean, I was having this conversation with somebody in the comments the other day, but he was saying Zelensky lies and it's all lies about the Russians being untrained fighters and blah blah blah. And I understand where he's coming from, right? But the truth is the Russians have very well trained fighters and they have really shitty trained fighters, right? So I don't believe anybody's lying about their experience when they say they came up on a bunch of, untrained fucking prisoners who don't even have rifles, or they say they were fighting the Spetsnaz of the VDV. I mean, there's different experience. Different Ukrainian units are fighting different Russian units and having different experiences and sharing these experiences, right? It's not like across the board there's every Russian soldier is shit or every Russian soldier is tier 1, right? There's it's dynamic. And this person just seemed to think that everything was a fucking conspiracy, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not explaining it very well, but it was kind of frustrating to read because it was just sort of ignorant.
Хорошо. О. Тоже наши стреляют.
Молодцы, давай.
Явно виход.
Інтервал.
Порядочно. Все ближе и ближе.
Я підозрюю, що це стріляються звідти, з тими, вже не по нам, поняв.
Русский.
Я службы уже
Не попал.
Давайте так, порядок дій, якщо падає, от прям близько, сука. От прям.
Евакуюємося, дивися, евакуюємося до хати. В підвал, так.
Это вообще будет фейл. Если он сейчас не видит, мы сейчас выбежим.
Да, это и увидит, и начнет корректировать.
Пахать.
Пошел он.
Це кумари.
А в хаті же речі згорять.
Да, ну, только
Ой,
стал.
военный.
That guy said he just installed Stalker on his laptop and it's in their safe house.
Я его ждал 4 месяца.
Пацани, вилазьте, ви йдете додому, ви біжимо до себе.
Ага.
Успів. В гаражі.
Будьте насторожі і слухайте виходи, що до чого, тому що ми після того, як прибігли, сюди ще 3 лягло, розумієш? Тобто вже не 13, а 16 приходів було. Отак. Ви знаходитеся в укритті, не рипайтесь.
Котик.
А кто там? Новенький какой?
Ні, мамаша, по-моєму. А, ну вона ж...
Конечно, бойова.
Вона ОБДшниця просто.
Да, вона, не знаю, мишей 200, мабуть, зловила при нас. В неї охотничі інстинкти розвиті.
Так у цих теж. Вони тут виловили все, що було живе. Нема нікого.
Час-два, коло бліндажа, коло позиції, ніхто не шариться, ніхто нічого не дивиться. Ви знаходитеся вдома, максимально на зв'язку. Якщо вдруг що, зразу біжите в підвал.
Все, кицька.
До той прильот возле...
It's like I was saying how these are combat veteran cats, and it's so true, dude. I mean, they're literally near artillery positions, and their ears aren't even flinching when the outgoing is outgoing.
До бліндажа був. Там де прильоту 2, мабуть, примерно в тому же місці. Ну, по нормально.
То есть хорошо, что с блиндажа с***ли.
Да. Там будут решать, может, чтобы...
Ты же уезжать будем?
Да, снимать в позицию.
Ладно, надо жрать идти.
Что здесь пожрать, кстати?
Ну там,
Рис, мясо.
ключево то. Рис, мясо.
Okay, looks pretty good actually.
Перед Зульсом залишили загинули. Запаси конкуренція не вражає. Захват хімію перетворює на кучу бабла.
I mean, so these guys clearly got a pretty decent setup, right? They're probably a minimum of at least a few kilometers away from the zero line because they're using huge artillery guns. They've got a safe house with workout equipment, internet, defenses set up. I mean, they probably got kind of a sweet gig in comparison to, you know, the trench monkey.
О, от тут приход був. Воно. Походу в гараж попали. Куски шифера валяються. Попадання, пряме попадання.
Да нет, смотри, сколько мы ебать сюда. О, смотри.
Фотографируется.
Оно сейчас...
Да, мене його зламало. Я думаю, це від ударної хвилі, воно коли їбало, знесло йому все, що можна.
Сейчас ще пацакам в чат скину, що ебать. Гецик, кот.
І все, це один тільки?
Та, ну пока що да.
Ти хотів, щоб було більше?
Ні, ну чисто, що може ви щось ще знайшли.
Охуєнно було то, що ми потікали в підвал, не наражалися зайвий раз на небезпеку було. Ми ж після того, як повернулися, воно пару разів дали коло бліндажа. Зовсім поруч.
И приготовьте все сегодня спальники и карематы с собой. Кинем в тачку, поедем спать на ТФУ. Потому что завтра с утра будем выбирать и все делать, короче.
Да, нормально, балансує.
Ви закрите, щоб підняти.
Получається!
Пішла, так?
Да, пішла! Спустили плиту, речі з бліндажа на 50% перенесені. Зараз розкапуємо станіни. Пішла. Це перемога! Ух! Німо?
Давай. Єсть.
Звелось. А тепер стоп, не спіша. Не спіша. Пройшли. Єнот, ти маєш зараз забігти туди і зафіксувати оцю станіну. Стоп. Стоп.
Оп.
Стай.
Осторожно,
Назад.
Так.
Нарівняйся.
Оп.
Зводь.
Давай. Гнида.
Зараз дивимося, що ми.
Не палимся.
Нас
Чіпс. Є. Ніхто не йде до гармати. Крило перед нами прилітає.
Ой, хорошо.
Чуєте? Мені подобається, що ми сьогодні спаслися від цієї. Оце мені дуже подобається.
Нам
Такого,
повезло, да.
нічого собі, кому це не нравиться, бля. Пацани, хто розважає потихоньку?
Кому не нравится?
На месте отбира.
Я вчера еще не физкультуры, у меня ноги...
Кава, друже, привіт. Десь через 20 хвилин, я не більше буде ще місяць.
Вони відтоптали кілометраж страшний. Погнали.
Но не прожили его, да?
Да. Все.
Стой! Вот сток, Андрюк, смотри! Не поднимайся, Стой! Да, все, супер, опускай. Опускай.
That was cool, man. I mean, I don't think some people realize this, but Azov is more than just stormtroopers, right? They've got drone teams and artillery teams and mortar teams and combat medic teams and QRFs and Kazivacs. I mean, they've got all kinds. They're their own brigade. They've got everything, right? They've got tanks. They've got infantry fighting vehicles. So it's cool to see them operate, and they always operate at an extremely professional level. Real quick, I want to say shout out to all the members. Thank you guys. It means the world to me. Allows me to continue to be out here in Ukraine making this kind of content and do the work that I do. So thank you guys for that. And with that, we'll leave it at that. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.